2020 is a crazy year. Crazy year. Man. Thank you. Yeah. Since, going out with Alana, marrying Alana, everything's got to be Vans now. Got a bunch of Vans shirts. It's a nice hat too, but my whole outfit has been just, revamped. Story of the hat. Not really one. Alana was at work. She was like, "Hey, I got you a hat." I was like, "Okay." But I'm wearing it today because my hair's been getting longer. I haven't cut my hair, and yeah, it just doesn't look good. It's all crazy. So I'm throwing a hat on, and I don't plan on cutting my hair anytime soon. So it's gonna be hats for days. Faux show. Yeah, beanies, baseball hats. Oh my gosh. Okay, here we go. It's not that bad. It's really not. But for me, I was like, I don't want to look like this, on a recorded thing. But this is my hair. Yeah. It's not that bad, I guess, but I wasn't trying to look all crazy. Man. So that's that. Yeah, I know. That helps my confidence for sure. Dang. Yeah. I feel the love, guys. Feel the love. Yeah. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get started though, if that's a good idea. I don't know if I should continue waiting. I know it's 12:33. But yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead. Well, first off, thanks Jess, and thank you 180 and everybody for just allowing me to be here and giving me this opportunity to just reach out to you during this time of social distancing and quarantine. It's been a crazy time for me, and I know for a lot of people it's just been weird. But I love and miss you guys. 180's been a blessing to my life, and I'm very glad I met Alana, because without her, I would never met any of you. So, yeah, thank you for just everything. And I can't wait to just get back to normal and see you guys and do small groups again. That's one thing I've been missing a lot. That's where, I don't know, for me, I've felt a lot of, purpose at 180 is in the small group. So this is helping me feel like I'm, making an impact. So thank you. But today, for the Motivation Monday, happy Motivation Monday, I'm going to be talking about sowing and reaping. And so hopefully this will be a motivation for some of you. It's been something that's been on the back of my mind, of how I just do it or don't do it, and how important it is. So sowing and reaping, this is what the Bible has to say about it. In Galatians chapter 6, it says, "Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that will he also reap. For the one who sows to his own flesh will from the flesh reap corruption. But the one who sows to the Spirit will from the Spirit reap eternal life. And let us not grow weary of doing good, for in due season we will reap if we do not give up." So the Bible's talking about sowing and reaping. And this sowing and reaping is a gardening analogy. So if you ever planted a garden or been in a garden, someone had to plant the seeds that were in that garden. And this is what the Bible is giving us for life wisdom. That gardening is an example of something that we can learn from. And so when you plant a garden, you take a seed, you put it in the ground, and you wait for it to grow. And depending on what seed you chose to plant is what you're going to get. So if you planted a mango tree or a mango seed, you'll get a mango tree. Or an avocado seed, you'll get a avocado tree, so on and so on. Whatever you plant, that's eventually what you're going to get. And it's all about what you're planting and where you're planting it. So if you're a gardener and you want to plant a seed, you're not going to plant it in a shady spot. You're going to put it in a sunny patch of grass or land with good soil, and to just increase the chances of having the best results and best produce that you can get. And this is something that we can learn in our lives. And so we can sow and reap in different areas in our lives, just like gardening. So the areas where we can sow and reap are areas like school, work, relationships, and sports. So if you're going to school and you're working hard, you're doing your homework, you're doing everything that you need to do to succeed, chances are you're going to succeed. However, on the other hand, if you're going to school and you're not planting your seeds, that you're not, trying hard, and you're not just doing what you're supposed to do, chances are you're not going to succeed and you might fail. Same thing for work. If you're lazy, if you don't show up on time, if you just don't do your job, you're not going to go forward and move forward. And same thing in relationships too. I think this is a great analogy for our relationships that we have, because I think sometimes, and I'm guilty of this, we can just forget to sow into our relationships and to give words of encouragement or affirmation, or to do things for one another, and to plant seeds to see growth in life there. But relationships are a big thing. And of course, sports is a huge thing. I think Steph Curry is a really good analogy or example of somebody who sowed and then he reaped. So Steph Curry wasn't born making 3-pointers and shooting as good as he does, but after years of practice and sowing, he reaped a good jump shot and can make 3-pointers now. And so our sowing and reaping can be positive or negative, but it's also active and passive. And so when we choose to sow good things, we should expect to reap good things. But if we choose to sow bad things, we should expect bad things. For example, I've been watching a lot of Law and Order with Alana, and she's a Law and Order fiend. But what you see in the show are these criminals who sow crime, and then they get arrested. They reaped the benefits of their sowing. So it can be active and passive. And for me, one of the ways that I fall short is in the passive sowing. There's a lot of times where I'm just passive and I don't do what I'm supposed to do, and I passively sow bad things. And so to tie this all up, to really bring it home, I guess, the verse that we read here, after sowing and reaping, it said, "For the one who sows to his own flesh will from the flesh reap corruption, but the one who sows to the Spirit will from the Spirit reap eternal life." This is what we try to drive home every Tuesday at 180, is that we want you guys to sow to the Spirit. And what that means and what that looks like begins and ends with faith in Jesus. And so every week we're trying to tell you about Jesus and point you to Jesus and sow into Jesus so that you can reap eternal life. And that's what 180 is there. That's what his house is oh my gosh. That's what his house is there for. And that's what 180 is there for, is to point you guys to Jesus. And Romans 10:13 tells us that all who call on the name of the Lord will be saved. So turn to the Lord, start sowing into the Lord, because from him we'll reap eternal life, we'll reap life. And that's what we all need. And we need that relationship with him. And so this week is about sowing and reaping. Make good decisions in our lives. God has set up the universe for that way, for that when we make good decisions, he'll bless it. And it's not karma. The Bible doesn't teach karma, but it does teach God's sovereignty. And God is sovereign. And even in our mistakes, even when we sow bad, there's grace for us. And he loves us still. So this is my Motivation Monday for all of you. I hope you all enjoyed. Tune in next time, next Monday, for whoever is going to be doing it next. But thank you for this opportunity. And tomorrow, Jess will be giving us a lesson. So thanks, guys. Hope to see you all soon. I love and miss you. And happy Motivation Monday.